Welcome to Clash of Health. Thanks for being here today. It is December 17th. I went into the Akashic Weather. I went into the Akash today and I'm putting out a weather report. And I'm also going to include December 11th Akashic report because in the Akash today, they said to go back to that report and to review it again. So I just wanted to preface this reading by saying that lately I'm getting really visceral, somatic experiences in my body as this information is coming up. And I'm getting a sense that there's something coming, like something big is coming our way. And it is going to happen really quickly. We're not going to be prepared for it unless we're prepared. And also that there are two possible timelines, especially now, that could occur. And that we have some control over how soft the landing will be from what happens. If it'll be like kind of a really soft landing where it's just we ease into the new with just this aplomb. And then the other is just this cataclysmic event that mimics events that's happened in our history. And that for each of us, we get to inner alchemize our work over eons to try to not only help ourselves, but help the collective. So that is what I feel like I'm tasked with doing. And in putting this video out today and you're watching it, I think that indeed you're tasked with that also. So I get these, I get these reports or information that I write down when I'm in the Akash, and I question it. Like I got Luxembourg the other day, and like Luxembourg, and then Nancy Pelosi was there and broke her hip. And I got Brussels, and I think she was over in Brussels, and I got something about Schumer and Greenland's in the Antarctic area, and he was doing some kind of satellite this year, and big money going to like technology and satellites. So I get this confirmation, and of course you can always put things together that maybe don't go together, but I have a certain confidence that the things that I get are enough likened to what is happening that there is some correlation. Kind of like the French poem too that I got it in the last few days, World War II Blitzkrieg French poem. I'm like, what? And indeed, that was the way the British were able to communicate with the French and when to get involved in the war. So the reason I'm bringing this up is to say that I think that there's enough tracking of the information I'm getting to have some accuracy that I'm starting to take this warning I'm getting, this very much a warning, seriously right now. Yesterday, I put out a video that had to do with information I got on the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, I was out of town and I went into the Akash. And one of the days I got Georgia, North Georgia, which I did a video on yesterday again. North Georgia, I likened it to the United States, Georgia, but then I got like USSR. And then I put those two together and felt like it was Georgia in Russia. And last night, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Last night, I saw in the news that on the news feed, CNN had a blurb about 12 people dying in Georgia, Russia, from carbon monoxide poisoning at a ski lodge. And the information I got yesterday in reference to it, or put out yesterday, but got over the weekend, was a dog barking, almost like a warning. And I think it was like a smoke cloud, which carbon monoxide is smokeless and you can't smell it. But it is kind of like kind of like smoke in a way. I mean, it's just the kind of smoke you can't see or smell. So anyway, take today's message for what it's worth. But I do encourage you to stop and reflect on your own life and anything that you need to do to get inner prepared from a spiritual perspective and a cleaning out, cleansing perspective. Because I don't think that this is anything that we can prepare for externally, like getting water or whatever. I think that it has to be an inner preparedness. And again, I think if enough of us do it, we can maybe even change a timeline into a much easier one than the one that could very well happen. So today I get the message, the end is near. Find time for peace in your heart. I see this wreckage. I go up into a hot air balloon. I'm observing the country. I see Oregon coming up. Sinister plots, a bomb. I cannot find Jesus. Everything is dark. I want to leave this plane of existence. I start going up these steps and I realize that I have to go up very, very far to get up to the God realm. So I see the silver cord as it's known, but for me, it looks like an umbilical cord. And I'm starting to shimmy up it, and then I'm just pulled up. Like I just am holding on, and I'm just being pulled up, and I get to the God realm, and I'm like, where is Jesus? Jesus comes in. It's like he's got a noose around his neck, and he basically says that he needs to be freed, and once we're freed, he will be freed. His journey is now our journey, and our journey is his journey. So we're interlocked with Christ, the Christ consciousness, and Jesus himself. And I said, is this my journey? And he says, yes, free yourself first. And then the devil gives me a piece of paper. He's the Joker, and I'm dealing with my own shadow, I ask. And I'm told yes, and the shadow of humanity. And then I see these like Jake brakes, I think they're called, like the brakes on the trucks, the chains or whatever that make noises. And I walk to the edge of an earth rift. It's like almost like Pompeii, like ancient times where the earth seemed to split. And I'm looking at this split in the earth. And from an earthquake that has left like a chasm. And I'm looking down through this rift, and I'm looking into the rift that holds the existence of time. And then I see an ET. He looks like a tall human, and they're called the Tals. The TAALs, I think, are a group of Lyrans, and they're the original men or mankind. And this one is like very tall, and he's kind of he's silver. He almost looks silver all over, and kind of blonde and silver. And he is a ET, and I'm told this is a cascade in time. You're at a tipping point in history. You've rested here for a long time. And again, if you go back to my video that I did about the Lyrans and the Draco, where the Draco just basically took over Lyrans, where they lived, their homeland, because the Lyrans were trusting and gullible. I think of the question, is this a personal question or a collective? And I'm told it's both. I look at my phone at this point and it's 9:12, which I thought was interesting. I don't usually look at my phone when I'm in the Akash. I always put it on airplane mode, but I looked at the time and it was 9:12, a minute after 9/11. And then I see another timeline and things slow down. There's a dismantling of the old in a way that we can handle it. It's almost like We're just getting information about everything that's out there that we've missed, and we're just kind of taking it in a way that we can handle and doesn't overwhelm us. We're bewildered, but we're not much more than that. There's a greater understanding and why we need a new direction if we go in that with that philosophy right now, then that'll be better, that things have to change. They have to evolve, that we need to let go of any illusion that things are the way that they really aren't. I'm told either can happen. It could be cataclysmic or it can be something where we can naturally take it in. Um, I see the cabal as like a man in a hat and like a shadowy figure in like a top hat. And I'm told this is like the shadow government. He's like a representation of the shadow government. And truths, I'm told that truths are beyond hideous. Like what is happening behind the scenes is beyond anyone's comprehension of how dark and how horrible it is. The human trafficking and the drugs and the inhumane treatment of humans and animals is just beyond anything that we could even fathom. Then Scandinavia comes up, a whistleblower, and maybe Denmark. Maybe there'll be a whistleblower in Denmark. I see a green tanker in Europe, a village. Istanbul comes up again. Poland war. Again, this is kind of like the past and maybe the future kind of colliding. Like with Poland and maybe World War II. I asked Jesus to show me what's happening. He's saying, you're getting a bird's eye view right now. I tell myself that I reassure myself that it's okay for me to see things, that it's okay. Like in the past, maybe seeing things, there was a threat to see things as they were happening or what was happening. And I'm told, you need to see things. It's okay. Mother Mary says, harden not your heart. I see earth people moving quickly in many different directions. So I almost see like something that is similar to the crash, the financial crash of 1929, and the date 1929 comes up. And October of 29 apparently is when the crash happened. I wasn't sure the exact date. I thought it might have been 29, but I wasn't sure. But that was the date that came up. Then I saw a whale, and to honor the soul, honor your soul's calling, honor the sonar of your soul. And then I'm on the whale, I'm like riding on the whale, and the whale is, sprouting water. And then I'm kind of uncomfortable, but I'm in the sea and I'm going in the sea, and I notice how animated like the sea life is, and I see an octopus, and it's conscious. There's consciousness with these sea animals, and I'm like, wow, these animals are conscious. And then I see jewels and a treasure chest, and then I go to the shore and I get out of the water and I'm like gasping for breath. I'm out of breath, and then I realize I can take off the human suit. So I kind of like almost unzip the human suit, and underneath there's another suit that allows me to do this. And then I see all these shells on the beach, and they just seem like it's almost like the sea life, the shell of their life. And then it was almost like representative of the shell of our life. And then I see like Mar-Lago, is that what Trump's place? I just felt like it was like outside of his place, and I saw like this gate, like a black wrought iron like gate, and but there was empty. There was emptiness behind it. And then I was taken to Bel Air, and there was a home in Bel Air, and they were these robbers, and they had like masks on and flashlights, And I was worried that they were going to see me, but they were, and I was actually trying to like talk to them a little bit, but they couldn't even, I wasn't in the same plane as they were. So I wasn't sure if this is the past or future or whatever. But they were robbing this house in Bel Air. And then let's see. Oh, and then where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Okay. I kind of have been able to memorize this, so I've jumped around. Then I'm told that the date is 2027 and much has fallen away. And then I'm seeing like this as one possible timeline, 2027, where everything that we know right now is kind of like fallen away. Um, and then I'm told that like 2028 in this timeline is going to be a starting over point where, everything is disintegrated and we're starting over. We're rebuilding. And then I'm in Antarctica at this point, and it's not cold, but it's wet. And I'm walking on these rocks, these big rocks, and I see these seals, and the seals seem very happy. And then I pick up a piece of paper and it reads, lost. Can't make out the words. Then I see a continent, so lost continent. So I almost wonder if it's like Atlantis, if that is like this lost continent that we're now seeing. Then I see Neem Karoli Baba, and he's handing me a set of keys. And then I go to Portugal, I see farmland in Portugal and pesticides come up, like that pesticides are being used. And I see angels singing, "O come all ye faithful," that it's going to be important that we do practices this Christmas that are about the spiritual, not even like focusing on the material, like even just whatever, it's okay, I guess, to focus on like giving gifts or whatever, but that it shouldn't be about the material this Christmas. It should be about the spiritual. And if enough of us can do it, it could make somewhat of a difference. So I guess it's a call to all of us on Christmas and Christmas Eve, and maybe through the new year but especially Christmas, to do some kind of ritual or spiritual practice within your already going on events. Maybe if you already do that, like church or whatever, doing more of it this year. And then I get a sense there's so much unnecessary suffering. I see a parachute, like humanity is being freed from the darkness, like this parachute is like lifting up the darkness, the cabal that's holding us, and that we've allowed us to be held by the cabal. And that we can no longer look away from what's happening. We need to stand in the daylight of what is sinister, and we need to illuminate it and not look away. And the time, so this was kind of weird, like a time came up. 11:38 came up. I wonder, it's not 11:38 here, but 11:38 came up as a time. Then I saw like the Riddler from Batman, and I'm supposed to figure out the riddles. So like almost like I'm giving these riddles, and I'm supposed to figure out these riddles. Um, and then I'm told you won't figure it out. Like the dark says to me, you won't figure it out. And I get the chills. I got the chills then, I'm getting the chills now. And then I see an apple, and I think of Adam and Eve, and I also think of Eris and that Trojan War, how you know, she threw the apple, which started the Trojan War. So, and then I'm told I uncover the truths one by one and make them known. Let others see what needs to be seen, what needs to be heard. So I guess this is the light saying, the dark is telling me you're not going to be able to figure this out and uncover things. And then the light is saying, do it. Like uncover these truths one by one, let them be known, let them be heard. And then I get the visual of a giraffe, which in Native American circles, animal medicine circles, giraffe represents foresight because giraffes are so tall, they can see down the road. And then an elephant came up, and it wasn't Ganesh overcoming obstacles. It was more about memory, like about memory. And I got a sense it was like the collective memory about time. And again, O come all ye faithful. If enough of you can do the work, you can bypass what is next. Sweden, Switzerland came up. What should I do? I'm told, watch, stand back, do not partake, allow in love, allow in life. All will be righted in the end. And then I'm told to go back into the message December 11th. So I'm going to read that message again to you today. Interestingly, December 11th starts off by telling me to go back and reread yesterday's message, the 10th, which I'm not going to do in this video. If you're interested, you can go back through the videos. I try to give them dates. A new day is dawning. The sun, S-O-N, is coming up overhead. Take cover, take shelter. The brightness will illuminate truths many won't be able to hear or desire to hear. There will be nowhere to hide. I say, is this accurate? And they say it is. I see a brilliant star. Forces are upon all of you. The winds will pick up, and they will be winds of change. Be the change. Force of nature, slapping people silly, awakened. There's pirating of information that's going on now, which is deeply disturbing. Fish catching, fish out of water. Shift changes. The rug will be pulled out from under you. And at that point, I dropped my pen. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Came up, which comes from a movie, and you can go back through that video if you want to me to try to analyze that. I'm not going to do that today. Way showers and light workers will be needed, people like us. I got the chills. Do not be frightened, you will be guided. Each step will be illuminated for you. I thought of the Arcturians as one of our guides, one ET group. I went up to the ninth sphere. I was beamed up to a spaceship. I was told not to be afraid. I saw Regina Meredith up there. I wasn't sure if it had to do with her Gaia show or she was just up there too. I was told to watch for synchronicities, watch for signs, things that say the same thing over and over. So I'm kind of like looking for things that are validating stuff that's coming up for me, which of course in the quantum field is the way it works. I had a flat tire and I was told that the flat tire had significance. Let's see. Carpe diem, no time to waste. Caterpillars will become butterflies. It's the bewitching hour. I saw a David, a Merkaba was moving in. I got a sense that I was given like a transmission through my third eye. I saw my grandfather blowing a whistle and I thought it was like had to do with my mom's childhood, but I think it's like kind of like to get my attention, like now. The time is now. I heard the wind and the wind chimes at that point when I was writing. Baby was rocking in a cradle. Should I see this as a personal message? And I'm told, yes, all is personal. And be careful. I see a landmine. Step over and above it. Turmoil is sticky. There will be hand holding, mouse traps, love and healing. There's, let's see. And then I right here, I think of the kid with the drone over NASA arrested. So I don't know when the drone situation came out. This is 11/11. Assembly, House of Representatives, shifting papers, Greenland, Schumer, stop the presses, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare, stop the presses, laudable inner working will result in magnificent changes, inside job, yes. Parlaying with fools can get you in trouble. How will we know? You will know. Make videos, follow the guidance of your heart, let go of extraneous attachments to Tomorrowlands that have not yet visited. One step at a time, guidance from above. Christmas storyline, I'm aligning with Jesus. My body feels out of alignment. I think I need a chiropractor. Yes, I got a neck issue. I must have started back then. You're in the yellow zone, they tell me. A warning, I say, and they say yes. So kind of look up when the drones started to happen. I don't remember writing. I think of the kid with the drone over NASA arrested. So yeah. Anyway, that's 12/11. I'm going to re-listen to this or reread it and take it in. So you do whatever resonates most with you. If you want to share this, feel free. Thanks for being here.